everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica and today I will be doing my makeup inventory for the month of July. I like to do these inventory updates every half a year now that I'm not really bringing as much makeup in, but I used to do them quarterly because I was not restricted by a low buy or no buy. But I've been on a low buy for 2 years and then a no buy for a year and a half now. You know, obviously makeup comes in a lot faster, but it leaves slower if you're just using it naturally. So that's why I do it every half a year instead of every quarter now. But my last update was in December of 2024, but it was towards the end of December. This year I did go on a trip to Asia, and when I go on vacation internationally, regardless of if I'm on a low buy or no buy or not restricted on my makeup purchases at all, I do try to buy makeup, or I do allow myself to buy makeup. I don't, not that I try to, but I do. And I don't limit myself because yes, I could technically still get some of the products here, but it is more expensive, especially with the tariffs now. And also when you're in person, you can test out the items. I don't want to buy products online anymore without being able to test it. It's a different story if they're out of stock and I have to order online, if you know what I mean. Anyways, today I'm feeling quite chatty because I haven't filmed in a while. I have my dirty chai here. It is 5 p.m. Great time to be drinking coffee, but I'm planning on staying up tonight anyways, gaming and just relaxing, I guess. Today's also the 4th of July. I have my phone right here and I'm going to be looking at photos on my screen. So as you can see, this is my primer, and I'm going to try and do some commentary on the products so it's not just like I have one eyeshadow primer. Before I start talking about the makeup, I just wanted to clarify this. I don't have items in certain categories. I don't have foundations, I don't have concealers, I don't have face primers, and I believe there's like other things. I try to simplify my collection categories to make it easier for me. I use it the same way anyways. So instead of having like, oh, I have a glowy blush category or like a cream product category, which I don't anyways, but you know, if I did, I would still lump the products together. For face palettes, I only have one, so I don't count it as its own category, although I think I used to, but I would still break up the number of pans in it. But I count each individual pan, so you know how much stuff I have. So you'll see the same product in multiple photos, and it's just to make it easier for you guys to see where I'm getting my numbers from. Starting with the first category, which is primers. I currently have one eye primer, or one eyeshadow primer rather, and I'm just gonna keep using this Milani one until it dies. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Urban Decay primer potion. I mean, it does its job. Doesn't leave a cast or anything, at least not on me. Ooh, I just scrolled over to the photo of the donut I had this morning for breakfast, and it looks delicious. I kind of miss it. Moving on to powders, I actually have 3, but I only have a photo of 2 of them, so I might just reuse the same photo because I'm pretty sure I have the same products or the same powders. So I'm just working on one of them right now, which is the Ben Nye powder, and it's in my project pan. I'm trying to use it up by the end of the year, so hopefully I'll have 2 powders by the end of the year. Maybe 1 if I finish the Ben Nye fast enough and then start using my other powders, because I am very, very greasy. I need powder to set my face. Like 1 sunscreen powder, and then the last powder I believe is just for convenience when I travel, and it doesn't have any sunscreen in it. It's just a mattifying powder and it's translucent. For my setting sprays, I currently have 2 and I previously had 3. So the one that you don't see was actually a sunscreen setting spray. My sunscreen setting spray is no longer with us. It leaked everywhere and it's so tragic that happened because every time I used it, it would leak as well. So I just felt like it wasn't worth keeping it, and it was $40, so I wouldn't recommend it. I'll put the name at the bottom, or editing me will. I just have 2 setting sprays right now, the Professional from Benefit and the Milani Make It Last Original in the big bottle. The Professional has lasted me a very long time. This bottle is only 4 fluid ounces, and I remember I used to fly through the Urban Decay all-nighter setting spray bottles, and those were 4 fluid ounces as well. Like, it would last me half a year, but this one's lasted me a long time. I think I'm wearing way less makeup than I used to. I think I'm almost done with it, so hopefully by the end of this year there'll just be one, and I'm hoping that the Milani Make It Last is a good setting spray. Moving on to blushes. I previously had 13 blushes, which is a lot, but now I have 5. I did do a declutter right before I went to Asia, and I finally decided to let go of some blush palettes that I had, and because they weren't working for me. Kept 5 blushes, which to be honest they all kind of look the same, and blush is something I used to be really crazy about. Like, obviously 13 is a lot. I don't really miss them. I did have a lot more variety with the 13, but to me blush is just blush. And I'm glad I'm past the blush phase because I just need one that works for me when I'm more pale and then one that works for me when I'm more tan. Next, moving on to bronzers. I previously had 7. I still have 7. These are the same 7. In fact, when I was taking these photos, I forgot about one of my bronzers, so I have 2 photos to go through here because one's missing, the Hoola bronzer. Moving on to highlighters. I previously had 9 and now I have 8. I, for the longest time, could not figure out why I only had 8 highlighters. And then I remembered that there was a highlighter in one of my blush palettes that I decluttered, and I think that highlighter was the reason why I let go of the blush palette more easily, because I tried so hard to make the highlighter work, but it just would not work. It was too sparkly. It was like I put glitter on my face, which I really don't like. I like a more natural looking highlighter. Moving on to eyeliners. I previously had 4 and now I have 6. 2 of these came from my Korea haul, and one of them is actually a backup for the Extreme Gel Presso pencil liner. So yeah, basically I brought in 2 of the same liners, but they're different colors, so it's from the same line. That was not confusing at all. I'm almost out of the Gel Presso, and I have 2 liquid liners, which I don't even know if they're still wet. I'll have to double check. I don't know why I keep this yellow liner, because I never use it, because it never shows up on me unless it's the only thing I'm wearing. Like, I can't wear a powder eyeshadow with it, or it just doesn't show up. Moving on to brows. I previously had 4 brow products, but now I have 6. I know I bought 3 of these, so that must mean I finished a brow pencil. Yes, I did. I see a lot missing, actually. I remember I was planning to pan 2 of my brow pencils, and I actually finished them both before the end of the year. And then I purchased 3 new products, which are all on the left side of the photo. I believe it's all the heavy rotation line from the brand Kiss Me, which also makes the mascaras that I used to really like. And I also bought the brow mascara, which which I read from one Reddit post that it keeps this one person's brows in place all day. And I picked the darkest color because my hair looks black. Moving on to mascaras. I previously had 2, and you know what's the funny story is, if you didn't see my video at the beginning of the year, my no-buy intro slash maybe it was the first update, both of the mascaras in my December inventory were old and dried up. So I went back in time and I tracked how old they were, and they were 4 years old. So of course they're going to be dry. So I actually had to buy makeup this year before going to Asia. So I bought 2 Kiss Me mascaras from Yes Style, and they took so long to arrive that I thought that they weren't going to arrive. It took over a month when it was supposed to be at my doorstep within a week. So I thought I was going to have to cancel my order, or I was never going to get it. So then when I went to like an Asian beauty store, I just picked up 2 from there, and they were discounted, which was great. And then it showed up at my door in like February. So that is why I have 7 mascaras now. Oh, and I bought 2 mascaras when I went to Korea, like 2 sets, so 4 more. I've already used up 2 mascaras that I purchased. I think I purchased 3 from Yes Style, and then I bought 2 in person, because this year I've already used up 2 mascaras, which is insane because I used to go through mascara every 6 months, but after my friend told me that the Kiss Me formula gets used up very quickly, I was like, that makes so much sense. That's why my lashes always look funny after like 3 months. So now I just go through them, and once it starts looking like the mascara is not working, then I open a new one. So right now I'm actually using the mascara on the far right, which is the the Clio Kill Lash Super Proof Mascara and the Long and Curling Mascara. And so far I do like this more than the Kiss Me brand. It does a better job of holding my lashes and coating my lashes. But I guess we'll see in the long run. Honestly, from what I've learned after testing so many different mascaras is that my natural lashes are just lacking, and there's nothing I can really do about it unless I decide to put a ton of castor oil on it or do like a lot of treatments, but I don't think I have the money or the fucks to give. I do complain a lot, but like if the cheaper alternative is to not do anything, I usually do that. In December of 2024, I had 11 lip glosses. I currently have 12. One of them isn't in this photo. I don't have it with me right now. It's on my desk at work. Moving on to lipsticks. I previously had 11 and now I have 7. I decluttered all of my MAC lipsticks because they no longer smelled like vanilla. They smelled more like crayons. Was an indicator that it was going bad, and also I was just not using it. So I ended up decluttering 4 of them, and then I think I was working on one other lipstick, which is the Clinique Black Honey. Decluttering that one as well because it smelled off. It also smelled like lard, so that's how I went down 5. But when I was in Asia, I picked up a 3CE lipstick because I wanted the Laka lipstick so bad, but because I was in Jeju and not in Seoul, I didn't see it anywhere. Like, I only found one Laka product, which I'm so glad I only found that one because I don't really like it. If I had seen the whole line, I probably would have bought it all, but there was no tester. It was literally just this one product left. So I just snatched it because I was like, I went to 8 different Olive Youngs to look for any Laka products because it is one of my favorite brands, and it's available online, but I wanted to get it in store to like test it. I do like the finish. The color is nice too. It's just the fact that it smells like grape cough medicine, like if you're a kid and you took it growing up, and it also feels like it when I'm applying it because it's unusually cold and the texture is a little bit gritty. I didn't find the Laka lipstick, but I felt that this 3CE was close enough, and it was like literally at the display right next to me, so I was able to test it, and I was like, this reminds me of the formula that I really liked before, so I just picked up one. Moving on to eyeshadow singles. I previously had 5. I have 15, so I went up 10, and I recluttered a singles palette that I was trying to rehome, but I couldn't find a home for it, and I was like, you know, these grays look pretty nice, I'm just going to keep it. So who knows if I'm going to declutter it again, who knows if I'm actually going to use it, but I'll just keep it in my collection, and the day they go moldy is the day they leave, I guess. When I was taking photos of this, I was trying to decide if I wanted to do like an edit with the singles, but I've decided against it just now because I don't want to edit it. And then one of my newest singles is a ColourPop single. If you're new to this channel, as in you haven't been around for the past 3 years, I don't really like ColourPop as a brand. I don't like fast fashion brands, so ColourPop, no ColourPop, no e.l.f., no Wet n Wild, no Morphe, no Makeup Revolution, and their umbrella brands. I try to get slow fashion brands instead, and my friend gave me a ColourPop single, and I couldn't tell her that I don't shop from ColourPop. Maybe one day I will, but she was saying like, oh, you know, you're really good at makeup, I know you like Pokemon, and it was like a collaboration with Pokemon, and she was like, I've never seen you wear this color before, so I got it for you. And she put so much thought into this gift, which is why I feel so bad telling her that I don't really like ColourPop. Moving on to eyeshadow quads. This category is for any type of eyeshadow container that contains anything anywhere between 2 and 6 pans, or like smaller palettes. There are no actual quads in this. A long time ago I had a much bigger collection and I needed a separate category to be able to fit all of my eyeshadows, to be able to fit all my bigger eyeshadow palettes into one photo. So that is how this category was born. So I had 3 quads previously and I still have 3 now. It's the same one. I could use the same photo over and over and over again. I feel like I constantly forget about these because I'm doing a pan that palette this year, and because I've just stopped wearing eyeshadow when I travel because it is too much work. But I do really like the 3 pans. They're good for traveling with, or they were before. And it's good for getting like that, like 1 or 2 makeup looks out of that I know won't fail me, and I use my fingers to apply it when I do travel. I think it depends on what I'm traveling for. So if I'm traveling by myself, I probably will, not about to, I'm going to do a solo trip later to go see my friend, and maybe I'll bring it then, but we'll see. And last but not least, eyeshadow palettes. I had a 6 in December and I still have the same 6. It just looks, one of them looks way more used than the others, or than did in December, and that is the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. That was my pan that palette for the beginning half of this year, and my goal on it was to finish the cream shadow in it, which was called Lovestone, because I was worried that that would get moldy and then affect the rest of my palette, but I don't have to worry anymore because I finished it in June. Counting everything except my eyeshadows, because I don't know how I'm supposed to count that. Do I count each pan? I previously had 68 makeup products in my collection without including my eyeshadows, and now I currently have 63. So despite my haul from Asia, and despite me despite me buying like 9 new mascaras this year, I still went down 5 products. Where did it? Oh, yeah, I see where. That's everything for my makeup collection. I feel like I used to have a much bigger collection, but now as I'm getting older, I'm just kind of like, I'm just gonna use what I have. Obviously it would be exciting to get a new product, but the way that I work, and I've worked for forever, is that if I buy a new product, it's not a new product that I'm going to use right away. It's a backup that I'm going to use in a few years. So it's, for me, it makes no sense to buy new products while I still have so much to go through. I'm definitely hoping to get my numbers down by the end of the year. I think I've also decided that next year I'm going to end my no-buy, because I've been, you know, restricting my collection for so long, and obviously allowing myself to make purchases when I travel internationally has definitely helped. A lot of my products are getting older, and whether I like it or not, I have to toss some because they've expired. A lot of my powder products, however, are very old for makeup, but they still work, so I'm just going to keep using it. But next year I'm going to be on a low buy, a 2 out 1 in low buy. To be honest, I'm only really interested in replacing my lip products, so I'm probably going to be going with that. And it's not going to be like a, you hit pan on it, you can buy a new, like, oh, you hit pan on 2 bronzers, you can buy a new bronzer now. It's, you have to finish it. So I'm excited for that next year. Anyways, I'm just talking out loud at this point. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. These are my favorite types of video to watch. Filming them is fun, but I still have to clean up everything off of the floor after this video, and I have to poop. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you at the end of the year for my next update. Bye!